Welcome to this episode on video equipment to do your video casting. Start with camcorder, DSLR, simple camcorder, and lastly a more expensive HD camcorder. So let's start with the Logitech Camcorder. Again, this is a simple, nice little camera, no nonsense. Plug it into your laptop. No separate audio, so the audio feed that you're going to get is through your computer. So in essence what you're going to have is pretty poor audio quality, and you're not going to have the flexibility with this unless you want to run around with the laptop pointing at people. The next one that I'd like to talk to you about is your standard DSLR. Now in this case, this one is a D500. What I'm shooting this video on is the T5i. Now what is interesting is in each of these cases there's similarities, but there's differences too. It has an external SD card, as we see here. The card is an Extreme scan disk, and it's 16 gig, great card. To allow you to do live streaming with the live stream broadcaster, you need an HDMI port, as I show you here. Now, it has an onboard microphone to pick up the recording of the sound, which has a disadvantage. It doesn't have, as you see, no port for external mic. I've seen some hacks on people that are putting in a jack, but kind of scary to get into the system and put a jack on it. What you can do is use this kind of camera as your secondary camera, unlink the sound of the footage that you're shooting, perhaps point it at the audience speakers or at the presentation, the slideshow, and then you can splice the video together afterwards. Or if you have the technology during the session with different tools that you can use, such as Wirecast, you can switch with your switcher from one of the video cameras to the next. So if you are looking to use a camcorder instead, and if you have one kicking around, here's an example of an inexpensive JVC camera. You'll notice it has no SD card, and the other downside of this kind of camera, it has no port for HDMI input. So this is somewhat limited, but like the more inexpensive D500 or a Nikon equivalent, is it could be used to shoot your slideshows or the audience, or maybe some shots of individual speakers. So let's move from the JVC to the last camera, which is my favorite. It's a TM, Panasonic TM 700. Again, it has the SD card in addition to the hard drive, which is different than your previous version. It also has HDMI connection, and over on this side you have two ports, one for the headphone and one for your mic. You can mount the live stream broadcaster right up on top, or your Rode mic, or a light. So it's really your choice. And again, you place it with one of the shoes on your tripod. So this is has a 3 megapixel photo capability. It gives you the a Leica lens. It has a zoom lens to 12 times 1080p by 60 for video, and variations otherwise. As I mentioned, HDMI mic, easy to operate. If you're looking to purchase one now, I would skip the TM 700 if you could get one, probably used, but the Panasonic has updated this camera to an X920. Similar features, external mic, HDMI, same kind of lens, 3 MOS. The interesting thing is the new Panasonic is Wi-Fi enabled. In fact, they provide a link to an account for Ustream, which is an alternative to Livestream that you can use as well. So if you're shopping, I would say this is one of your best bets. I mentioned earlier, T5i's, which what we're shooting on today, T5i has the same, virtually same capability as this, external mic, HDMI, but it has a 18 megapixel photo capability. So it's really your choice, either DSLR or a higher quality camcorder that's a prosumer level. Thank you.